Welcome back to BMB Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the issue surrounding Jacqueline MacInnes Wood's pregnancy announcement and how it might impact the storyline of The Bold and the Beautiful. This revelation has sparked numerous theories among fans about potential plot developments, especially considering the current tensions between Steffy and Finn. Potential "Who's the Daddy" drama brewing? The possibility of another paternity mystery looms large over the soap opera landscape. Historically, whenever Steffy and Finn, affectionately known as Shin by fans, experience relationship turbulence, Steffy has demonstrated a pattern of seeking comfort in Liam Spencer's arms. This recurring behavior has become almost predictable within the show's narrative structure. Liam Spencer has been noticeably absent from major storylines recently. Rather than engaging with potentially compelling plot developments, such as reconnecting with Ivy Forrester or providing guidance to Hope Logan, his character has remained relatively dormant. This conspicuous lack of storyline involvement suggests the writers might be preparing to thrust him back into the spotlight through another complicated romantic entanglement. The question emerges: would Steffy fabricate an affair with Liam to protect her unborn child from potentially inheriting what some characters refer to as the evil gene from Finn? Despite Hayes Forrester Finnegan showing no signs of such inherited traits, Steffy's fear might drive her to desperate measures. The psychological complexity of a character willing to destroy her marriage based on unfounded genetic concerns would provide rich dramatic material. Luna Nozawa situation creating marital strain. The revelation of Finn's biological connection to Luna Nozawa has introduced significant tension into Steffy and Finn's marriage. Despite Steffy's promises that Luna wouldn't destroy their relationship, the reality of maintaining this commitment is proving increasingly challenging. The situation has created a powder keg of emotions waiting to explode. Finn's inherent compassionate nature presents a particular challenge in this scenario. As a physician with a deeply ingrained sense of care and responsibility, he would find it nearly impossible to completely reject his biological child, regardless of Luna's past actions or current circumstances. This fundamental aspect of his character creates an inevitable conflict point with Steffy's expectations. The emotional tug-of-war between Finn's paternal instincts toward Luna and his commitment to Steffy creates a fascinating psychological study. Viewers can anticipate watching Finn struggle with these competing loyalties, potentially making choices that, while well-intentioned, could further destabilize his marriage. Jacqueline MacInnes Wood's pregnancy revelation. The recent confirmation of Jacqueline MacInnes Wood's pregnancy has sent ripples through the Bold and Beautiful fandom. What makes this announcement particularly remarkable is that the actress is already 7 months along, yet managed to keep this significant life event private for so long while continuing to film demanding scenes. This news first emerged through Wood's personal newsletter, where she shared her family's excitement, including that of her existing children. The pregnancy revelation has been subsequently confirmed by respected industry publications like Soap Opera Digest and Daytime Confidential, lending credibility to what might otherwise have seemed like fan speculation. Observant viewers had actually begun noticing subtle wardrobe changes months ago, with Steffy's character suddenly appearing in looser-fitting clothing. These costume adjustments, combined with an increase in passionate scenes between Steffy and Finn, now appear to have been strategic production decisions to accommodate the actress's changing physique while maintaining storyline continuity. Steffy Forrester Finnegan's storyline possibilities. Jacqueline MacInnes Wood herself has indicated that her character is currently embroiled in an intense storyline. This tantalizing hint suggests that the Luna Nozawa situation will continue to develop in dramatic ways that may directly impact Steffy's character arc and possibly incorporate the actress's real-life pregnancy. The timing of this pregnancy creates fascinating possibilities for the writers. They could choose to incorporate it into the existing narrative, potentially using it as a catalyst for healing the rift between Steffy and Finn. Alternatively, it could become the centerpiece of a new conflict, especially if questions about paternity arise. The show has historically used pregnancy storylines as opportunities to explore complex emotional terrain. From secret paternity tests to dramatic delivery scenes, these narratives allow for both tender moments and high-stakes drama. Wood's real-life pregnancy provides a perfect opportunity to revisit these emotionally resonant storylines. Shin marriage under pressure. Despite Steffi's assurances that Luna's situation wouldn't destroy her marriage, the current storyline shows their relationship under tremendous strain. The discovery of Finn's biological connection to Luna has introduced complications that neither character anticipated when making their vows. The passionate scenes between Steffi and Finn that viewers have witnessed recently stand in stark contrast to their current emotional distance. This juxtaposition creates a poignant reminder of what the couple stands to lose if they cannot navigate their current challenges successfully. The implosion of their marriage, which appears to be unfolding before viewers' eyes, raises questions about whether their relationship can survive this latest test. Soap operas thrive on relationship drama, but Shin has developed a dedicated fanbase who may resist seeing another breakdown of this popular pairing. Hayes Forrester Finnegan and the evil gene concerns. Previous storylines explored concerns about Hayes Forrester Finnegan potentially inheriting what characters referred to as an evil gene. These worries appear unfounded thus far, as Hayes has shown no concerning behaviors or tendencies. However, the psychological impact of these fears may continue to influence Steffi's decision-making, especially regarding the prospect of having another child with Finn. The irrational nature of genetic anxiety, particularly in a soap opera context where villainous tendencies sometimes appear to run in families, creates a compelling psychological motivation for potentially destructive choices. This narrative thread touches on interesting questions about nature versus nurture, fate versus free will, and the extent to which we are bound by our genetic inheritance. These philosophical dimensions add depth to what might otherwise be straightforward relationship drama. In conclusion, Jacqueline MacInnes Wood's pregnancy announcement has created exciting possibilities for the Bold and the Beautiful's creative team. Whether they choose to incorporate this real-life development into Steffi's storyline, and how they might do so, remains to be seen. Fans will undoubtedly be watching closely to see how this personal joy for the actress translates into dramatic developments for her beloved character. Next, we will learn about the issues surrounding Carter Walton's decision to return control of Forrester Creations and the complex web of relationships that have developed in its wake. The drama unfolding at the fashion house has captivated viewers with unexpected twists and turns that have left fans eagerly anticipating what might happen next. The aftermath of Carter's decision. The fashion house remains in a state of uncertainty despite Carter's seemingly noble gesture. While Forrester Creations is reportedly back in family hands, no formal documentation appears to have been filed yet, creating an atmosphere of lingering tension. This administrative ambiguity mirrors the emotional uncertainty pervading the company's hallways. The authenticity of Carter's surprising actions required verification, prompting Ridge to enlist Justin Barber's legal expertise. After thorough examination, Justin confirmed what many found difficult to believe: Carter had indeed established legal control through LLC documents filed months earlier during his controversial takeover. This revelation stunned the Forrester family, who had underestimated Carter's strategic foresight and legal acumen. If Eric maintains his integrity and refuses to yield to Steffi's persistent demands to remove Hope, Carter will likely stand firm in his decision. However, should the Forrester family's collective sentiment shift, perhaps influenced by Steffi's persuasive arguments or Ridge's protective instincts, the prestigious fashion empire could remain entangled in conflict for the foreseeable future. Healing broken bonds. Ridge has expressed a heartfelt desire to rebuild his once solid friendship with Carter, believing that Hope exerted undue influence over his judgment. This perspective reflects Ridge's tendency to seek external factors rather than accepting that Carter might have made autonomous decisions that contradicted the Forrester family's wishes. Through Steffi's calculated scheme involving Daphne, Carter has begun the arduous journey of redemption in the eyes of Ridge, Steffy, and Eric. Their cautious optimism suggests a willingness to forgive, yet their protective instincts remain heightened. The path to complete reconciliation stretches before them, filled with potential obstacles and opportunities for growth. The resolution of this multifaceted conflict will undoubtedly require time, patience, and perhaps most importantly, honest communication among all parties involved. The emotional wounds inflicted during Carter's takeover run deep, and healing such profound breaches of trust cannot be accomplished overnight, regardless of how sincere his current intentions might appear. Daphne's evolving feelings. What began as a calculated ploy orchestrated by Steffy has transformed into something entirely unexpected for Daphne Rose. Initially tasked with distracting Carter from Hope's influence, Daphne has found herself genuinely falling for the man she was merely supposed to manipulate. Her repeated assertions of Carter's inherent goodness have evolved from scripted flattery to heartfelt admiration. The irony of Daphne potentially replacing Hope as Carter's romantic interest has not escaped notice. This unexpected development adds another layer of complexity to an already intricate situation, raising questions about the authenticity of connections formed under deceptive circumstances. A profound question looms over this budding romance. How would Carter react upon discovering that Daphne's initial interest stemmed from Steffy's manipulative scheme? The revelation of such deception could shatter the foundation of trust they've begun to build, potentially leaving Carter more isolated than before. Hope's unexpected challenge. Hope Logan finds herself in an unanticipated predicament following Carter's decision to relinquish control of Forrester Creations. This development caught her completely off guard, particularly in the wake of Carter's failure to send Daphne back to Paris, an action that had already damaged Hope's confidence in him. Despite the changing power dynamics, Carter specifically stipulated that Hope for the future must remain intact as part of his terms for returning control. This provision suggests that despite their strained relationship, Carter maintains some level of respect for Hope's creative vision and professional contributions to the company. The accusations leveled against Hope by Steffy and Daphne, that she wasn't being forthright with Carter, ring with hypocrisy considering their own deceptive tactics. This contradiction highlights the moral ambiguity permeating the entire situation, where each party justifies their dishonesty while condemning others for similar behavior. Steffy's strategic victory. Steffy Forrester's prediction has come to fruition. The day has arrived when the rightful heads of Forrester Creations would reclaim their leadership positions. Her foresight in this matter has reinforced her reputation as a shrewd strategist within the family business. The plan Steffy set in motion involving Daphne has proven remarkably effective. Her accurate assessment that Carter could be diverted from Hope to Daphne demonstrates her keen understanding of human psychology and interpersonal dynamics. This successful manipulation has strengthened Steffy's position within the family power structure. Hilaire's character has captivated Carter on a deeper level than anyone anticipated, including Hope, who quickly noticed the shifting dynamics. This unexpected development has altered the balance of power and relationships within the Forrester orbit, creating new alliances and rivalries that will likely shape future storylines. The warning signs ignored. Numerous individuals cautioned Carter about Hope's potentially ulterior motives, suggesting she was merely using him for her own advantage. Despite these repeated warnings from trusted associates, Carter dismissed their concerns, choosing instead to follow his heart rather than heed their advice. This pattern of ignoring red flags reflects Carter's tendency to see the best in people, particularly those to whom he feels emotionally connected. While this quality makes him compassionate and forgiving, It also leaves him vulnerable to manipulation by those who would exploit his trusting nature. The consequences of Carter's willful blindness have now manifested in ways that validate the concerns of those who tried to protect him. This painful lesson may prompt Carter to approach future relationships with greater caution, balancing his natural optimism with a healthier degree of skepticism. Brooke Logan made promises to Ridge Forrester regarding her ability to influence Carter, but ultimately failed to achieve what Daphne accomplished through more direct methods. This contrast highlights the different approaches these women took toward the same objective. Unlike Daphne's intentional romantic overtures, Brooke attempted to use her long-standing connections and persuasive abilities to sway Carter's decisions. Her inability to succeed where Daphne triumphed may strain her relationship with Ridge, who had counted on her intervention. The effectiveness of Daphne's approach compared to Brooke's raises questions about authenticity versus strategy in human connections. While Daphne's methods began as calculated, they evolved into genuine feelings, whereas Brooke's more transparent attempts at influence failed to resonate with Carter on a meaningful level. Next, we will learn about the issues surrounding Finn and Steffi's relationship dynamics and how their marriage is being tested by Luna's presence in their lives. The complex family dynamics. The relationship between Finn and his biological daughter Luna has created significant tension in his marriage. Despite Luna's troubled past and the harm she caused to Steffi, many viewers believe Finn deserves the opportunity to form his own opinions and make his own decisions regarding his daughter. The situation has sparked intense debate among fans about parental rights, forgiveness, and the boundaries of spousal influence. Finn appears caught between his biological connection to Luna and his commitment to Steffi, creating an impossible situation where he must choose between two important relationships in his life. This dilemma highlights the complex nature of blended families and the challenges that arise when past actions continue to affect present relationships. Viewer perspectives on Finn's position. Many fans have expressed disappointment in Finn's apparent inability to assert himself in this situation. One viewer commented that Finn needs to be a man in how he approaches his relationship with Luna, suggesting that his current approach lacks the independence and strength expected from him. The criticism points to a perceived weakness in Finn's character, as he seems unwilling to stand up for himself or for his right to know his daughter. Some viewers believe Finn is being denied the opportunity to process his emotions and make his own decisions about Luna. Instead of being given space to determine his feelings, Steffi appears to be dictating how he should respond, which many fans find troubling and unfair to Finn as an individual with his own agency. Steffi's controlling behavior. Steffi's approach to the situation has been characterized by many viewers as controlling and domineering. She appears to be dictating Finn's actions, words, and even feelings regarding Luna, leaving little room for him to develop his own perspective. This behavior has frustrated many fans who believe that, regardless of Luna's past actions, Finn should have the autonomy to form his own relationship with his biological daughter. The intensity of Steffi's control has led some viewers to label her behavior as bullying. Comments on social media platforms have criticized her entitled attitude and her treatment of both Luna and Finn. One viewer explicitly stated, "Steffi is such a bully," highlighting the perception that her actions have crossed the line from protective spouse to controlling partner. The entitlement issue. Steffi's sense of entitlement has become a focal point for criticism among viewers. Her approach to Luna, characterized by harsh judgments and unwillingness to consider reconciliation, strikes many as excessive and self-centered. While her feelings are understandable given Luna's past actions, her method of expressing those feelings has alienated some viewers who see her as overstepping boundaries. The way Steffi speaks to Finn, often using phrases like "Finn this" or "Finn that," has been interpreted as an attempt to control his behavior rather than engage in a mutual discussion. This communication style suggests an imbalance in their relationship where Steffi's opinions and desires take precedence over Finn's. Luna's past actions and their impact. The situation is complicated by Luna's troubling history with Steffi. According to viewers' comments, Luna previously drugged Steffi, kidnapped her, imprisoned her in a cage, taunted her, and intended to let her die through dehydration, starvation, or building demolition. These severe actions provide important context for Steffi's resistance to Luna's presence in their lives. Given this history, many viewers sympathize with Steffi's desire to protect herself and her family from someone who has demonstrated such dangerous behavior. One fan commented, "I don't blame Steffi for how she feels," acknowledging the legitimacy of her concerns about Luna's potential threat to her family's safety and well-being. The balance of empathy. While many viewers understand Steffi's perspective, they still question whether her methods are appropriate. The balance between protecting oneself and controlling others remains a central theme in discussions about this storyline. Fans recognize that Steffi has valid reasons for her caution but question whether those reasons justify her apparent control over Finn's choices. This nuanced view acknowledges both characters' positions without fully endorsing either approach. As one viewer noted, speaking for Finn instead of allowing him to process things and speak for himself is annoying, even while understanding Steffi's underlying concerns. The path forward for Finn. Fans are eagerly anticipating how Finn will navigate this challenging situation. Will he continue to allow Steffi to influence his relationship with Luna, or will he assert his independence and develop his own approach to his daughter?